What's up, Growtopians? And what I got for tonight's video is not just watching the election on what's going on out there, but also stocking my book full of tomato seeds. Now, of course, I know this video is not going to be watched as much as it would be normally, because like myself, I am watching the election of basically a measuring contest. But nevertheless, what I do have that's coming up and growing soon that you guys might want to be interested in, and you can actually vote for what you want me to grow as well, and I will do it because I will hold truthful to your selection, right? So I've been slowly collecting an archive of tomato seeds to a point where I could almost be on hoarders at this point. And I just found out there's like another 100+ varieties of tomato seeds. And now I've actually slowly started not only sticking them in a book, but I've separated them by colors. And there's a reason why for that. Because a lot of these tomatoes aren't all created equal. And there's a lot of different tomato colors along with the different varieties of tomatoes, which now makes me want to do certain little crazy things as it gets closer to growing tomato seasons. Which also then, this is going to be a multiple part video because, well, unless you guys want to donate me $6 million, I will buy the rest of the tomato seeds and I will give them to everybody, the plants. But of course that'll never happen. Or will it? Who knows? Somebody wants to be generous, huh? I mean, it's not really $6 million. It's probably like another like $1,000 or $2,000. Anyway, so it's probably even less than that. Who knows? There's a lot of different varieties that are literally all over the world, and I'm basically just going to try to grab certain ones that aren't going to be basically breaking the bank of insanity. But I'm going to actually go down the line of the tomatoes that I currently have inside this book by their color. And, well, you guys let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be starting to plant the tomato seeds on New Year's Day. And before we get down to the list of these tomatoes, here's a view from our sponsors. Oh, wait, we don't have any. But here's what's going to happen. A lot of the tomatoes have different, basically from germination to harvest, right? So there's some seeds that I'll be planting early, like January, New Year's Day, that are 100-day tomatoes. And then there's ones that are like 100 days, 80 days, 90 days, whatever it is, all the way down to 40, 30, whatever it is. And there's a lot of tomatoes that are very short from germination to harvest, which are insane. And then there's ones that are the 100-day tomatoes, which apparently the ones that are outside right now that are bundled up like I am and just magically keep popping up tomatoes. So let's get over to our tomatoes. I might have to move out of my state. Anyway, let's get to the tomatoes. So what we have currently on tomatoes, we have a large red cherry tomato. We have a tomato San Marzino. We have Mortgage Lifter. These are the reds. Red Brandywine, Acre 55 VF. We also have Beefsteak. We got Early Girl, Super Sweet 100s, Romana VF, Big Mama. Then I got one from Cozy Crib. It's called the Large 100-pound Tomato. I can't wait to see that one. Then I got the Giant Tomato Mix, the Pepper-shaped tomatoes, and the Early Pick Hybrid. We also have the Brandy Boy tomato, the Super Sauce, the 4th of July tomato. Now, of course, yes, I thought it was a red, white, and blue tomato, but no. What it is a tomato that you can harvest within 49 days after transplanting. A rich flavored 4-ounce tomato ripens extremely early on high yielding plants, indeterminate, meaning that it grows indeterminately. Harvest about 49 days after transplanting. Well, that's very interesting. We also have the cherry baby tomato. We have the giant beefsteak tomato. And we just got today, we have the Italian red tomato. And we got two other tomatoes that are extremely interesting. We have the steak sandwich tomato and the steak house tomato. What's the difference between them? The steak sandwich is a large, tasty, 10-ounce firm tomato from mild to late summer that is on a big, bushy, indeterminate plant, harvest in about 70 days after transplanting. The steak house can be up to 3 pounds. Meet the biggest tomato ever bred with true heirloom, however you pronounce that, tomato flavor, head-spinning fragrance. Harvest about 75 to 80 days after transplanting. Indeterminate. Intoxicating. We got the German tomato. We got the Matt Wild tomato. We got the Amish paste tomato. We have the Jet Star tomato. We have this one tomato I got from this Japanese company. It says Nanjawang tomato. It looks like a cherry tomato. We also have a Red Bull's Heart tomato. We got a Castellino Genevis tomato. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. We also have a Voyager tomato. We have a Malawanga tomato. We have a Campbell 33 tomato. We have a Marigold tomato and a Floridia tomato. I know with that Floridia tomato, I'm going to be seeing some wild shit from time to time. And we also have a Moneymaker tomato. That is it that I have currently, just for the red tomatoes. Then there's another offset of tomato, and they call them the pink tomatoes. And in there we have the watermelon beefsteak tomato, the brandy wine pink tomato, the Ponderosa pink tomato, and the pink oxheart tomato. You guys also, I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, you should also put on the closed captions on the bottom so you can get all the names of all these different tomatoes that I'm rambling off to you. Because things are about to get even more insane. We also have what's known as the white tomatoes. We have the white beefsteak tomatoes, the white cherry tomatoes, the white Snow White cherry tomatoes, and we have the great white tomatoes. Very interesting.
This is Senate race in Maryland. This is an open seat here. Angela Alsobrooks, the Democrat, beating former Republican governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan.
All right.
In this Senate seat being
now, if the white ones weren't that more surprising, did you know there's blue tomatoes? Now, the blue tomatoes fall into the same category as like the indigo tomatoes, but this is what we got so far for the blue tomatoes. We got the sunshine blue, we have the cherry blue tomato, we have the blue tomato, and we have the giant blue cherry tomato. Now, as if things can't get even more insane, we also have orange colored tomatoes. We have the orange Wellington tomato, we have the orange Jubilee tomato, we have the orange pineapple tomato, we have the honeycomb tomato, we have the Kellogg's breakfast tomato, we have the orange cherry tomato, we have the persimmon tomato, and the Amata orange tomato. We also have the orange heart tomato and the golden sunray tomato, which is also an orange tomato, which is the end of the orange tomatoes. But yet, there's another color that's close to orange, and it's called yellow. And we have the yellow Azoychka, Azoychka tomato. We have the sun gold tomato, which is, I think, in the wrong, because it says golden orange. Not yellow. Yellow. In Maryland not too long ago. It's funny. Somehow the sun gold ended up over in the yellows when it was supposed to be in the golden orange section. So golden orange tomato that we have kind of ran away is called the sun gold tomato. But anyway, back to the yellows. So we got that Azoychka, we have the yellow plum tomato, we have the yellow pear tomato, and we have the yellow brandy wine tomato. Then there's a whole other category of tomatoes that I kind of been slowly playing with, and basically I call them the rainbow tomatoes. The reason why is because, well, they're not a full rainbow, but they are multicolored tomatoes. Everything that we've discussed so far are literally just that color, and that's it. If it's red, it's red. If it's green, it's green. If it's red and green, it goes in here. Now, for the rainbow tomatoes, we have it's called a rainbow beefsteak tomato. It is a red and yellowish tomato. We have the hillbilly tomato, which is basically almost like a yellowish, orangish red tomato. We have the striped paste tomato, which appears from the image to be kind of like a reddish orange tomato. We have the big rainbow tomato. We have the Japanese trifle tomato, which is a red and green tomato. We have the atomic grape tomato, which they say it's a multicolored cherry tomato. Looks like it's red, orange, green, and yellow. We have the bicolor cherry tomato, which is a red tomato with a yellow on top. We have the Berkeley tie-dye tomato, which is red and green. Now, originally I had these in a different spot, and I threw them in here because, well, I didn't think that they were right where they were. And that is the black crim tomato. That black crim tomato is reddish with a little bit of green and a little bit of black mixed in together. It does not belong in a black tomato section because it is multicolored, along with its counterpart as the Cherokee purple, which is a very similar color as well as the black crim, and also the midnight snack tomato that we have for the multicolored. It's a purple and red tomato. We have the Anis Nor tomato, which is a red and green tomato, and we have also, I threw in there, is the Black Beauty tomato, because it's not 100% black. It's black on top and a little red on the bottom. We also have the Purple Zebra tomato as well. It's like, I guess it's going to be purple and reddish. I'm not sure. We have the Green Tiger tomato, which is a yellow and green tomato, more yellow than green. And then we got the Green Zebra, which is more green than yellow. Those two kind of play with each other, and they're two different sizes. Now, we have also the purple tomatoes. We have the purple Camellia that's on here. We have for black tomatoes, we have the Black Prince tomato. We have the Black Truffle Japanese tomato. The black tomato is what it's called. We have the Black Cherry tomato, and we have the Black Sea Man tomato. Not Sea Men, Sea Man. Black Sea Man tomato. That might be multicolored. I'm not sure. I gotta look into the color ratio of that one. We also have the green tomatoes. There's the Aunt Ruby's Green German, the Tamilia Grande Rio, the Tamilia Tamaverdo, and the green Cherokee tomato. The reason why I left that one is because it's a dark green on top and a green in the bottom. And that is basically it for all my indeterminate tomatoes. I am working on getting determinate tomatoes and separating them the same way. And what we have for those is we have the Acre 55, the Rio Grande, the Tiny Tim of the red ones. For the orange, we have a dwarf orange tomato, we have a dwarf yellow tomato, and a dwarf bush yellow tomato. And that is currently what we have at the end of the book for just the tomatoes. So, if you guys have any tomatoes you want me to grow, or you want to know what they look like when they grow, or any ones that you want to request for me to grow to see if you want to grow them for your own garden, please put down in the comments below of what tomatoes that I mentioned in this video. I'll keep track of it, and there'll be another video of when I get more seeds and add them to the book. And I'm not going to go through the whole spiel of all the seeds. I'm going to collect them all and tell you what we got, so you're not listening to me repeat the book over and over and over and over again. Anyway, everybody, this is Mike over here at Growtopia. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did, because I can't really wait until January. I want to start growing now, but I got to wait, because then I got to figure out where I'm going to put all my tomatoes. But that's what I got so far growing on. I got a couple crazy ideas coming on for this season for growing tomatoes, and what type of tomato plants I'm going to put together. And I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. No matter which way this crazy election goes, just remember, tomatoes are the best thing that's better than therapy, because, well, not only will they talk back to you eventually, maybe they don't. I don't know. Sometimes they do. You talk to them and then they get bigger. It's really interesting. But anyway, no matter which way things go in the world, you always have tomatoes. You always have plants. You always have your life. You always have a way of getting around the troubles in your life, no matter if it's a tomato plant or it's a grapevine, or it's the watering schedule that's been currently annoying you. Anyway, this is Mike over here at Growtopia. Let me know what you guys think below. What tomato plants you guys grow, if any of them on the list. If you have grown any of them on that list so far, let me know how they came out, just so that I know what to look out for, or how to grow them better, which way. I don't know. What makes sense? I don't know. I'm not sure. What's going on here? Anyway, it's Mike over at Growtopia. I get excited when it comes to tomatoes. Later.